Good afternoon, everybody. It's the first test at an instruction video on how to decontaminate our ambulance with the new procedure. I want everybody to know, just the assumption on this is our ambulance post-call. We've taken the patient off the ambulance stretcher, dropped him in the hospital, and we've cleaned the stretcher and redressed it at this point. This is considered clean zone, and all the equipment has been decontaminated and cleaned with purple top wipes or otherwise before it leaves and gets on the stretcher here. Once we're finished with that, the ambulance itself, as you can see behind me, is open. The stretcher carriage is out, and we'll be able to start the decontamination process shortly. Before we do, make sure you have your mask and protective glasses available as well. So when you're using the cleaner, just like any other, same precautions, we don't want it getting in your eyes. While we're at it, I want to go through some of the key functions of the air conditioning system in the back of 7.8 and the exhaust fan for when you're going on calls. Change the air. A couple of things we're going to do before decontaminating is make sure that the air conditioning system is on, as you can hear behind me. We also want the exhaust fan on high to be venting out the air in the cabin before you're transporting and everything else. To do that, on your console here, you're going to go to the module AC and you're going to see exhaust fan is right here to second down. Along the line here, in order to turn on the exhaust fan, you're going to press the exhaust fan on, bring it up to high, and the air conditioning can be controlled and fan-wise up or down from this location as well. We want the fan and the air conditioning on and the exhaust fan as well. One more note for us, for our cabinet here, if anything should happen with an exposure to the disinfectant or otherwise, we want to make sure everybody knows in the MSDS cabinet, that corner, you'll find the material safety data sheet or the safety data sheet. It says everything about our cleaner, called CALA 1452. In the event anybody does get any kind of exposure to it, whether inhalation or exposure by eye or otherwise, make sure you take this with you into the hospital to get checked. It has been circulated with the membership as well, but it's also available here in case you need it at the hospital. Okay, side console of 578, the side panel here where all of our decontamination equipment is. In order to decontaminate the ambulance properly, you're going to need your mask. You're also going to need safety glasses. There'll be splash-proof ones in the ambulance. These are for demonstration purposes only. You also want to have a towel prepped and ready so you can wipe all the surfaces down. The actual pump sprayer out of this compartment contains the actual disinfectant. It's labeled here on the side. And it's a pump sprayer allowing you to pump it up and release the pressure when you're done. All surfaces inside the ambulance can be sprayed with this cleaner. It is safe for aluminum, but not for consumption by humans. For this process now, we're ready to begin with the actual decontamination. So what you're going to do is turn this to the left, pump up the sprayer. It only takes a couple of pumps to get it to pressure. You can turn the handle back. Make sure you're wearing your gloves at this point, along with your face shield and mask. And you're ready to start walking through. Again, you're going to cover every surface of the ambulance from the doors. Again, being careful because the air is coming at you from the cab. So you want to make sure you're walking through and covering every surface completely with a nice fine mist. When you're done with the actual decontamination, you want to deplete the pressure, turning the yellow knob to the left. And you're ready to turn that back to the right and store this back in the side compartment. You're also going to want to get rid of your gloves. Face shield and mask. Okay, after a 10-minute soak and wait now, as the disinfectant is actually soaked in with the air conditioning going, we're going to start wiping our way from the back of the ambulance all the way to the front, making sure we clean it all down and dry it up. Standard towel, nothing fancy here. I'm going to get every surface, especially the handles. Making sure we get every place where the actual disinfectant has been through. Now that you've completely wiped down the inside of the ambulance, we are now clean and sanitized. I'm going to take my gloves off, as I normally would. Wash my hands. Take off my eyewear. Now that we're complete, we've waited, we've dried it out and everything else, we're ready to put back the equipment. Make sure you put back the blood pressure machine itself. Make sure to plug it in. Whatever else goes on the counter here comes back, including stethoscopes, which are already pre-cleaned. wipes. And at this point, clean and sanitized, ready to go home, back to our building.